The angels wouldn't take him up to heaven like he planned, 'cause they couldn't pry that gun from his cold dead hand.
What did he say?
It takes a cold dead hand to decide to pull the trigger. Takes a cold dead heart, and as near as I can figure, with your cold dead aim you're trying to prove.
Jim Carrey making fun of hee-haw, country music, Charlton Heston, and gun owners in his latest attempt at being funny. No, I'm not talking about his movie that's bombing at the box office. I'm talking about his song, Cold Dead Hands. He tweeted about it yesterday. Here's part of the tweet advertising it. Cold Dead Hands is about you heartless, word I can't say, unwilling to bend for the safety of our kids. Sorry if you're offended. And by the way, he meant sorry if you're offended about the word safety. Joining us now to talk about the latest liberal hypocrisy out of Hollywood is Alex Marlow. He is managing editor at Breitbart.com and joins us from sunny Southern California. Alex, how do you live with yourself in that town? Or how do you live with those other people in that town?
I want to say, this is a great opportunity to talk about this story because Jim Carrey is one of your own. He's from Ontario, I believe.
I'm so sorry about that. I apologize on behalf of all of us.
I was going to ask you to do exactly that, and if not, at least apologize for the incredible Burt Wonderstone and the number 23, and basically Jim Carrey's whole catalog since I was in about the 8th grade.
Yeah, okay. So, in fact, better than that, not only is Jim Carrey from Ontario, I used to drink in the pizzeria that he worked at before he got his break in Hollywood. He lived or worked or something in and around my hometown. So the guy, yeah, he's one of our exports. He had a couple of funny movies, and then he made Mr. Popper's Penguins, which my kids kind of liked. He hasn't had a great run in the last little while, but he's trying to make himself relevant here. He's not alone, though. There's a lot of Hollywood liberals who make movies that glorify gun use that have no problem coming out and saying, hey, stop this.
Yeah, and a lot of them are popping up on the site Funny or Die, which is a product of Adam McKay and Will Ferrell out here in Hollywood. And what they really do is it's like the JV for their horrible screenplays. You could see Jim Carrey going after Charlton Heston, going after Hee Haw. Charlton Heston's been dead for 5 years. Hee Haw's been off the air for 45 years. These are people who are completely out of ideas. Hollywood is just recycling and rehashing everything. And one of the things that Jim Carrey will be recycling and rehashing is the wonderful movie from a couple of years ago called Kick-Ass. I'm not sure if any of you have seen it, but no. The original is actually an unbelievably libertarian movie. But what it does is it takes some people who are real-life superheroes where the government will not protect them from gangsters, so they take it upon themselves and they become superheroes. But it's pornographic in its gun use. It's almost to the point of fetishism. At the very end, there's a bazooka that's fired into an apartment building and the crowd goes wild. It's really fun, but this is what Jim Carrey is doing for his next project. So he's going out and making a 5-minute short against guns on a Funny or Die website, but then he's going to make a $100 million blockbuster shoot 'em up style where he's probably going to be firing rockets into the Coliseum or something.
Well, okay.
This is the most unbelievable.
I want to play a clip from Kick-Ass 2, which is about to come out, and I hadn't heard of the first one, but this is just a small snippet we'll play for you to show the kind of gun violence that he's using to make his living. Here, let's roll clip.
We're the good guys.
You're the dead guys.
Franz, wieder. Ow! Jesus! Yeah, there's a dog on your balls.
Yeah, it's funny. A dog biting a guy in a crotch while he's got a gun pointed to his head. That's funny. Not so much. But look, we cannot show smoking in movies. At the end of, I don't know if you remember a few years ago, the movie Mamma Mia came out. And they had a warning attached to it. I can't remember if it was the beginning or the end. They had to put a warning on it because a couple of the characters smoked cigars in it. And Hollywood is afraid that if you show smoking, people are going to smoke. But they're not afraid of saying, well, we'll shoot them up, but it's not our fault that there's all this gun violence. It's you hicks that own guns legally. They don't see the connection between what they're doing and the gun violence, do they?
They absolutely don't see the connection. And Jim Carrey thinks he can cross-cancel a 5-minute short online for this huge blockbuster is absurd. It's such blatant hypocrisy that it could only happen in the Hollywood bubble, where none of these ideas that we discuss on your show and shows like it penetrate this bubble. So they're not even conscious of what's going on. They're content to hammer their checks for millions of dollars while they glorify, they sexualize even the use of guns, like Django Unchained by the Weinstein Company, another good, fun movie. But then it's put out by these people who don't believe you should have the right to defend your family with a handgun, for example.
Yeah, and we just had the picture up of Jim Carrey from The Mask, one of the many shots of him. It was one of his early hits with a gun, and that was the shot, that was the picture that got my attention yesterday when I went on to Breitbart. You know, you've got this picture of Jim Carrey armed to the teeth, and it says, comes out with anti-gun video. It is utter hypocrisy. I apologize for the fact that he's Canadian. Does this have an impact on the wider culture, though?
I don't think it does, to be honest, because I think that, again, the fact that the hypocrisy is so blatant, that Hollywood is the biggest proponent of gun use in America. They're by injecting into our homes so that our children and our families see so much of this gun use used to comic effect, the heroes using guns, that pushes what those on the right think about guns more articulately than we push it ourselves. So you can't just make a movie like that where people are captivated for 90 minutes with guns saving the day and then go on and make this 5-minute short and think that crosses it out. It's unbelievable. But let me just say, Mr. L, on behalf of America, we took Jim Carrey off your hands, and I just wanted to give you a chance to thank us for that.
Okay, well, thank you for that, but we don't want him back. Alex Marlow with Breitbart.com. Good talking to you again, my friend. We'll chat soon.
Thank you.
All right, make sure you stop by Facebook. Just punch in my name or byline into the search bar. You'll find us. Make sure you click like.